Pension reform has been anticipated by Ukrainian society for a long time. It was also a key focus of international donors like the EU, the IMF, and the World Bank. Let's look at some details, why the reform is needed, and what it's supposed to do. The reality is that Ukrainian pensioners are extremely poor. There are approximately 12 million Ukrainians who receive pensions. However, 8 million of them receive the minimum pension, worth about 42 euros per month, while the average pension is 60 euros per month. Meanwhile, the monthly consumer's basket in Ukraine costs 81 euros. An example of some prices: 1 kilogram of beef costs 3.5 euros, 1 litre of milk costs 60 euro cents, and the cheapest loaf of bread costs around 30 euro cents. As a result, most Ukrainian pensioners live below the poverty line. The second important problem is that Ukraine's pension fund is experiencing a massive deficit. In 2017, Ukraine had to cover a deficit of almost 5 billion euros with funds from the state budget. Obviously, this situation leads the government to a policy of cutting other expenditures, but the drastic social reality pushes it in the opposite direction. Pensioners simply need more funds to survive. To tackle the harsh situation of Ukrainian pensioners, the reform envisages a modernization of pensions. The government recalculated pensions for more than 5 million citizens, nearly 50% of pension holders from October of 2017. Pensions increased by 22 euros on average, which is a very modest rise indeed, so the modernization cost the Ukrainian state budget approximately 383 million euros. Automatic indexation of pensions will be introduced in the future to avoid this problem. Additionally, the role of pension insurance record will grow. From 2018, the concepts of reaching retirement age and getting a pension cease to be identical. The reform enables a rise in the minimum work record for receiving a pension from 15 years to 25 years. This figure will even grow to 35 years by 2028. If a person does not have a sufficient pension insurance record, he or she will have to wait until they are 63 years of age to qualify for a state pension. Finally, the government tried to find a compromise between donors and citizens. The reform is one of the IMF's key demands for Ukraine to receive the next $1.9 billion of the $17.5 billion loan program. However, the Ukrainian government refused to agree to such unpopular measures as raising the retirement age or avoiding indexation. As a result, only a few recommendations of donors were implemented, for instance, increasing the minimum number of years in employment. Nevertheless, 49% of Ukrainians say that they do not support pension reform. As Ukraine is facing a shrinking pool of workers due to the aging of the population and immigration, the real question is whether pension reform actually achieves its goals today. It appears to be a temporary compromise between the need to balance public finances and the need to save its elderly citizens from more poverty. Learn more at ukraineworld.org.